In a world where everyone is focused on how they look, and we've got young Instagram fitness models saying that you can feel just like them by doing the type of training they do, it's not really the case. I didn't really care about any movement and mobility stuff until I ended up with all of these injuries. As I approach 40 and I regularly help clients pushing well into retirement age as well, I want to give you the top 5 lessons that I've learned that keep me moving, pain-free, and how you can apply them to yourself no matter what your starting point. Lesson number 1 is not to move through poor ranges and compensations. If you know you have tight hips, if you know you have tight ankles, you should want to work on them and fix them so that they're not a problem anymore. People put this stuff off far too much and go, yeah, no, I need to do that, but they never really get round to it. It's so easy to add this stuff into your warm-ups, and every time you work on these things, you're improving them a little bit better. It's going to make your session go better as well. It's going to help your recovery. It's going to help your performance. It is just worth doing mobility work to keep everything in check. Many things don't become an issue for a long time. Like, I got away with not getting any injuries for my entire first year of training. I thought I was totally fine. I was losing weight. I looked better. I was so focused on getting sexy that I wasn't paying attention to how my body felt at all. I was in pain all of the time. And this was before I even got any disc injuries or injured my hip or any of that stuff. I felt like I was falling apart and I didn't listen. We don't listen until things get so bad that we're then forced to. And it really shouldn't be like that. So you're able to use your warm-ups to assess how you feel day to day and change your sessions if you need to as well. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to do both sides here. Every time you do mobility work, it's a chance to assess your body. If you feel like you have a tighter hip flexor on one side, you're going to work on both sides anyway. So start with the tighter side. You're going to move around in it and hang out there, so say for 30 seconds. You do the other side, because we always want to do both sides anyway. You do your next 30 seconds, and then you would swap back up and do a bonus set on that tighter side again. And your goal over time is to try and get that tighter side to feel more equal with the normal side. Nothing, and I mean nothing, will stop your progress faster than an injury. Lesson number 2, lift things. Do not be the heaviest thing that you lift. I have 4 lumbar disc herniations. I've got multiple level nerve impingement. I was tested for the HLA-B27 gene, which is highly associated with ankylosing spondylosis and all kinds of like arthritis and stuff as well. On paper, I am an absolute write-off. You want to stress your body. You want to put it under load so that you're not the heaviest thing that you're lifting, because then you start to become a problem. Even though I go through phases of trying different types of training, I do like loads of calisthenic stuff, loads of stuff that requires like a ton of core engagement and stuff. Even doing those things, I still don't feel as confident and fully pain-free as I do when I lift weights. I want to have that shearing force on my spine and make sure that I'm resisting those loads, and you're looking for all them adaptations that comes from lifting weights. Your bones get stronger, your tendons, ligaments, your muscles, everything gets stronger. I want to feel strong. I don't want to feel weak. That is a reason for pain. It doesn't have to be super heavy. Everything is relative. You start off with what you can lift, and just over time, you progressively increase a little bit. Now, I don't retest 1 rep maxes anymore. I used to do that when I was younger. Now I'm just looking for how I feel after lifting. I feel strong. When I leave the gym, I want to feel like I could flip a car. I don't want to feel like I've completely destroyed myself. So you got to think about your training in that way. You want to feel strong, not wreck yourself to get the benefits. So don't move through poor ranges and compensations, and when you're moving well, we want to lift things so we're not the heaviest thing that we lift. Lesson number 3 is that loaded mobility helps with flexibility and strength at the same time. So contrary to popular belief, I don't like stretching all the time. So I like to do movements that are going to build my strength and range. So this is great to get deep into the hips. If you're a very stiff person like me, you can actually use the weight to help pull you deeper into the position. When things move okay, we want to then pick large range of motion movements and load them to improve our joint tolerance as well. So you don't really need to use passive stretches as much if your ranges of motion are all there. So you can spend longer on building your strength. So with the big lifts, you want to challenge your total body strength, and with your accessory work, use weight but a full range of motion to get the most efficiency out of your time. Is that the right thing? Probably is. Be efficient with your time. Lesson number 4 is to play with complexity, not just weight. So a lot of people get stuck in their training because they've selected just a few movements that they want to do, and they just keep adding weight, and they're not doing anything that's going to challenge their stability. By adding stuff like this in, you're going to improve your body's ability to stabilize and think for itself, which in turn is going to make you stronger overall. So you can't lift maximal loads all the time. You gotta have movements that are gonna build your core in an easier, safer way. Just like we test for differences side to side with our range of motion, with our mobility work and our warm-ups, we can also use complexity to test our strength and stability. So if I'm really good at something on one side and really struggle on the other, that is something that I wanna work on ironing out in order to stop any injuries happening while I'm doing the fun stuff. Lesson number 5, alignment and non-alignment are just as important as each other. With our heavy lifting, we want things in a good structure and a good alignment, so we're loading things in the safest way possible. But when it comes to how joints like to move, they like to go in all kinds of different ways. So I want to make sure that I've got movements that actually respect the joints. This is where things like animal movements come in really well. So I'm able to move my joints and get them into weird positions and crawl around and actually let the muscles move the way that they can. Resistance bands are also a great way to safely load the joints and the spine at weird angles. I actually want to bend and round my back and twist and do all of those kind of things so that I'm not ending up with any unknown territory with my body that means that I end up tweaking my back when I'm unloading the dishwasher. Nobody wants that. So there you have it, the best 5 lessons I've learned in my last 10 years of coaching. So if you apply these principles, you will start to feel more strong and more flexible. And that is the idea that we always talk about of being flong and sexible. We want to have both. The best place, if you want to get started with these concepts, is to head over to tommorrison.uk. You can see all of our programs there. And the one to start with is the simplistic mobility method. It will teach you how to assess your bits and bobs and fix any imbalances that you may have, so you can just get strong forever.